folks. At the end of the game. Now, you might be wondering why we're streaming specifically the end of the game as its own part. That's because I'm going to go into a tangent. I can already feel it. Also, I do my, my post-game faults, so don't worry. Okay, if you like this game, if you've been watching this playthrough and you just heard me nag all the time, don't worry. I do have positive things to say about this game, and we'll get to that. For now, let's kick Miranda's ass. Because I think that's appropriate, you know? We should definitely do that. Yeah, I don't really see any need for that over these. Okay, let's just do this. Look at that clipping. I like the fact that we've got sights in this gun, but he's not going to bother using it. It's like, what the fuck is the point of that attachment? To narrow it down, I get that, but Jesus. And okay, so that one's already there. What weapon did we want? There, okay. Just quickly load this up.
Out of my way.
Are we only walking? There we go. Yep, no, all this ammo's from Miranda.
I gotta keep going.
Little Ava, my beautiful daughter, come to me. Ava, is that you? Oh, how I've missed you. What? My power is leaving me!
Rose!
So it didn't work, and also...
Miranda!
Why did the Duke help us? No, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Your
We'll just roll
body
this.
certainly isn't normal.
Nope, it's bullshit, that's what it is.
Give Rose to me! Now!
You will see. Once I kill you properly, everything...
Get her now! Let go!
I've spent a lifetime creating this moment. And you try to take it away from me. I will take what is due. My desires will be fulfilled!
No!
It's mine!
I thought that was
What the
Eva.
fuck?
I thought you were calling her Eva, but...
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Winters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious day.
Wow.
Now,
that
please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true peace. So now you can die peacefully.
Not letting you get away!
What the fuck is this damage?
Please, Mr. Winters, stop struggling.
Where are you?
Thunder. Just...
Like for
Here
what
I
you?
come. You understand the level of parent of a child, don't you? How can you deny me?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
is a fucking Star Wars music going on in the background? Wait, come on.
The Megamycete saved me from the pits of despair.
Did it?
It granted me this splendid power.
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive you nuts.
Whoa, sick bird Ethan, my dude. I can't even concentrate on what the fuck he is.
Die and be swallowed into the Megamycete for all time.
Oh. That was my answer. Oh, that was it. No? I'm really fucking confused.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left things in my hands. Oh, rest.
The hell I will.
Die, 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 die.
I can't even fucking see her.
I
know it's the point, but
my daughter.
this is actually like too dark.
I understand your feelings, Mr. Winters. But this is the end.
Sure is.
If I combine Rose with the Megamycete, my daughter will be made manifest at last. I've waited a century, all for this day.
God.
For my daughter. Die.
No. Just no.
Why do you interfere?
Why do you think? Oh, fuck. I don't even know how close she is to death. Like, this is going on forever. What do I use? This?
Surely you have no need of Rose now, so close to death.
She's my goddamn daughter, you psycho!
How about this? Such vitality. How disgusting.
I cannot see shit. Where? Where? What? Shotgun ammo, where? I picked it up.
You were truly a wonderful father.
The fuck? Right. Yeah.
My beautiful.
Yeah.
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Winters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Megamycete. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true happiness. So now you can die peacefully. You understand the level of
I'm not letting you get away!
How can you deny me?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
The Megamycete saved me from the pits of despair. It granted me this splendid power.
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive you nuts.
Whoa. Ethan, calm down. These sick birds. We can't keep up with them. Oh, I actually do have a few more of those. Wait, did we just get... I'm so confused by this fucking... The shotgun ammo that just randomly appears.
We'll just kill you.
Where is she?
After all, everyone dies.
What? Shit.
Die.
No. I don't think I will.
Oh, great Mega Mice!
Oh, great Mega Mind. Right. We've made it this far. Let's do it. We can make it all the way.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left things in my house. Go on, rest now.
The hell I will!
I will take back my daughter!
No. No, you won't.
Die, 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 die!
Oh, she spawned closer to me because the game was trying to catch me out.
I understand your feelings, Mr. Winters. Truly. But this is... If I combine Rose with a Megamycete, my daughter will be made manifest at last!
I'm not gonna not hit a
I've waited
Megamycete.
A century! All for this day! We'll just kill you. Why do you interfere? Surely you have no need of Rose now, so close to death.
She's my goddamn daughter! You psycho!
I thought it's not even trying to hide like what ammo would be most effective against her.
I will not let him or anyone else take Rose or my daughter. Your time is up! Now die!
No. As soon as I met the dog
How
trap.
lucky you are to die before.
Don't change the difficulty, no. Like, I just... We're gonna do this. Yeah.
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Winters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Megamycete. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide
This is
her
a
with
near
peace.
one-hit kill. What the fuck is wrong with her?
So now you can die peacefully. You understand the love of a parent.
Not letting you get away!
How can you deny me?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not
The
yours?
Megamycete saved me from the pits of despair. It granted me this splendid power.
Yeah, right. All it's done is
Yeah, shut up, Ethan.
drive you nuts.
What even is she?
Such vitality. Disgusting.
I thought I loaded.
After all, everyone died.
This can make another one of those.
Isolation.
I'm confused. What other gun do I have? I've got pipe bombs.
Feel
Fuck off. That's not what I wanted to do.
the dark god's wrath.
trying. Oh, that's meant to do that much damage, was it? Okay, we're cool, we're cool.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left things in my hands.
No.
Rest now.
The hell I will! I will take back my daughter!
There you go. Haha. As long as I have infinite respawning, I shouldn't even be able to die here, right?
Die! I understand your feelings, Mr. Winters. True. But this is... If I combine Rose with a megamycete, my daughter will be made manifest at last! I've waited a century.
I can't
A
fucking
century!
move.
All for this
I
day.
can't do this. Stop. No. Once again, just no.
Why do you interfere? Surely you have no need of those now. So close to death.
She's my goddamn daughter, you psycho!
Your life is over, Mr. Forrest. Why do you still fight?
I can't even get away from this bitch. I'm reloading. I'm trying to.
I've never seen a human live without his heart. Are you sure? The victors, those four men, they could do nothing to assuage my years of loneliness.
Ever think the problem might be you, Miranda? You're not capable of real love.
Oh my god.
Back my daughter!
Will you now?
Die, 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 die. Why would you give up?
Why would you fucking die? Wait.
You won't intervene. This is... I will not let him or anyone else take Rose or my daughter. Die.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Cease this foolishness. For my daughter. I'll take wonderful
Just...
care first.
Will you now?
Your time is up! Now die!
No.
My wish will.
There we go. You're kidding me. We're out back to
Rose is truly mine.
This boss fight, people, is bullshit. It has no right to be this hard. It's not hard. She's a bullet sponge. It's the worst form of difficulty. That's what it is. I can't even get any more ammo. Why is the ammo limited? Why can't I buy more ammo? If I have the money, I want to get more ammo. That's just it, you know? Look at that bullshit as well. Look at how much shit costs. I can't do anything different. It's a battle of attrition. That's what this is now. Right, I'll get that. Can I sell anything else? Yeah, fuck it. If that's what I need to do, I'll sell that gun. Because I think the only thing I can do is try and figure out a way to upgrade something here. That way at the very least. Okay.
Little Ava, my beautiful.
Yep, we know.
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Winters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Megamycete. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true happiness. So now you can die peacefully. You understand that
I'm not letting you get away.
How can you deny me?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
The Megamycete saved
Okay.
me from the pits of despair. It granted me this splendid power.
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive you nuts.
It's okay, it's okay.
Such vitality. How disgusting.
I don't even know where any of this shit is.
Will this kill you?
What? Alright. I should probably stick with that. Right, okay, so what we swapping out?
I can take any form I desire.
Really?
Just. After all, everyone dies.
Where is she? That dealt no damage. Where is the logic?
Die and be swallowed into the Mega Mind Seed for all time!
Right. Let's keep going. I don't know why ammo drops here, like nowhere else. It just, you know, it spawns here.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left things in my hands. Go on,
No.
rest now.
Once again?
The hell I
I'm
will!
going to keep saying that.
I will take back my daughter!
You will try. In the words of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Die, 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 die! I understand your feelings, Mr. Winters. Truly. But this is... If I combine Rose with a Megamycete, my daughter will be made manifest at last! I've waited a century, all for this day. Will this kill you?
I can't even see you.
Hold still. Why do you interfere? Surely you have no need to.
I couldn't even...
Close to death.
She's my goddamn daughter!
Game.
You
Where
psycho!
are you? My god. This is not the arena for this boss fight.
Curse this ramshackle village. Here I come.
Thank you. Oh, do you think?
After all, everyone dies.
Where are you?
Why won't you die?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you said after all everyone dies. I know I still am.
I've never seen a human live without his heart. Are you sure you're not one? The villagers, those foreigners, they could do nothing to assuage my years of loneliness.
Ever think the problem might be you, Miranda? You're not capable of real love.
I will see my hopes fulfilled. I must. Your time is up! Now die!
You were giving me a choice?
Why? Why won't you die? I will take back my daughter! Die, 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 die!
You just said it once. We're close.
My wish will come.
Will it?
There's nothing. Come. Just. I will not let him or anyone else take Rose or my daughter from me.
I thought they were the same.
Such vitality. How disgusting.
Genuinely didn't see that.
Will this kill you?
Well, if you've tried it before, probably not.
You still stuck.
Why does it keep giving me fucking...
You won't interfere. Cease this foolishness. Why do you persist in this forest? Your life is over, Mr. Why do you still
Just
fight?
calm. Fuck down.
I will take back my daughter!
I didn't take her from you.
Die, 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 die!
I have so much hyper ammo.
Why?
Never mind
For
me.
my daughter!
What the fuck were you done?
Impudent!
Is this it?
This is how you end the years. To ensure I never see your face again.
Did we do it? Fucking hell, what a dreadful boss. That was a Dark Souls boss. In the Resident Evil game. Again. The same thing happened with Jack in the boathouse.
My daughter!
It just doesn't work. Like, if I can kill 90% of the bosses in this game with one shot from the Magnum, and then she takes up, like, was it like nearly a dozen rounds? What the fuck is wrong with her?
It's alright, Rose. It's alright.
It's like, yeah, she's the final boss. Yes, but scaling-wise, difficulty-wise, it doesn't match up with the incline. Oh, I'm sorry, am I meant to be sad? Are we gonna see his face?
Ethan!
Thing is,
Ethan!
it's some guy. So even if we see his face, it's not gonna matter, is it?
Come on, Ethan, wake up. Oh no.
Chris,
Ethan. You did it. It's finished.
I think we've finished each other.
You... what?
Ethan. We gotta move.
Why didn't he blow it up? Also, why is the cutscene quality
Keep
changed?
moving, Ethan. There's a bomb in that thing that'll blow this whole village sky high. Hey, look at me. When I hit this trigger, we can't be anywhere near it. Ah, damn it. Mia's waiting for you. She's alive, you hear me? Alive.
Mia, I'm so sorry. I love you. Keep Rose safe.
Hey, hey. Hey. And you tell yourself. Now come on, it's not that much further.
Watch over her. Teach her to be strong.
I'll give her my raincoat.
God damn it.
Goodbye, Rosemary.
Ethan.
I would feel something if Ethan had a character. His character is saying the word fuck you a lot. You know, it is... I don't feel for him. And I feel bad about that, because this would be really impactful if he had a character. And for those of you who are going to say, his character was he loved Mia and Rose. That's not a character. Mia's got more of a character, which is
Rose!
hilarious because she was a bitch in 7. She does not deserve to have a character.
Go. Go, take us up now.
Wait! Where's Ethan?
Get moving. We have to get clear.
No! We can't go, not without my husband!
Why couldn't
Sit down and
Mia
strap
do
in.
anything?
Not before you tell me where Ethan is.
7 proved that she's more
I
more
know
than
he
capable
wouldn't
of a
abandon
shooter.
us.
She took
Tell
on an
me
entire
what's
tank for a
going
little
on.
bit.
Where?
Twice.
What was that?
I told you to sit down.
Where is he? Chris? What have you done?
He's gone. That's right. He stayed so we could all escape.
I feel like there's been so
I'm
many more
sorry.
deaths that should impact Chris more,
Captain.
but greater than Ethan's
You need to
death,
see this.
who we barely know.
BSAA didn't send soldiers. This is a bioweapon.
What the hell were they thinking?
Orders, Captain.
Pick up the rest of the squad. Plot a course for BSAA Europe HQ. Someone's got to pay.
What do you mean? What do you mean someone's got to pay? How is any of this the BSAA's fault? They came... It is the mysterious organization now revealed to be the BSAA? Was that the idea? Because that was not implied whatsoever. The BSAA only appeared right at the end. Fucking hell. And even in the credits, they just reuse the opening animation. Right, let's talk about this game. Let's start with the positives. Okay, I will start off by talking about the positives of this game. I think it looks gorgeous. I'm playing this on the PS4, and it looks amazing. It's definitely one of the best looking games on this console, without a doubt. I think that the gunplay was great. You know, the the way the guns handled and controlled were great. I liked the variety of weapons we got. I wish that there was more excuses to use all of them, more contextual environments to use them in. You know, like we did have the boss of Demetresk, who could fly, and we had to shoot from up above. I wish that the sniper rifle wasn't only mainly used
Gifts
for
we gave,
that.
but more you took, she snarled. So more in turn is due. In a blink, the girl was trapped inside a mirror. Her parents, though, had searched all day and at last arrived. With rampant rage, Father fought the witch, while Mother's loving touch shattered the dark enchantment. But the witch was strong, and Father yelled, "Save our daughter!" So Mother bore their child to safety as the forest was consumed.
That implies that Mia had anything to do with this game.
Even now, the burnt forest is a grim reminder of Father's sacrifice. To this day, any child who stares too long into the charred wasteland will be haunted by nightmares of getting lost while picking berries.
Right, so yeah, once again, gunplay was... Sorry, let me just quickly address that. Fucking hell. Oh. This is so loud. Yeah, we're skipping that shit. But anyway. Oh, post-credit scene. Oh, let me guess, is this Rose all grown up? Yeah, it's gonna be Rose grown up.
Do you think the little boy will be able to touch the moon?
Nobody can touch the moon, it's too far away.
Wait, what if he has a rocket ship?
Oh no, that... wait.
Okay, then you can touch it, but it'd be very, very cold.
You were being silly. I don't think the moon...
Why is she wearing her father's engagement ring? I assume that's his engagement ring, because he held on to it.
Happy birthday.
A kind husband and loving father who put family... But yeah, that's his only character trait.
Sorry I missed
Literally,
last
there was
week.
nothing else to him.
I have a lot of tests coming up. You know how it is. Talk of the goddamn devil. Duty calls. I love you.
Yeah, I found her. Where else? Today of all days. We have a situation. You're needed. Evelyn.
Don't you ever call me that again.
Oh, it's just a joke, Rose.
Yeah, pretty offensive
I can
one.
show you things even Chris doesn't know I can do.
Why would you fucking say that?
We have a clear shot.
Stand down. I can handle it. She's just a kid.
Way to keep it together, Rose.
You're a lot like him, you know?
What?
I know.
Who are you? What? How does he know? Oh, fuck off. Who's that? That's gonna be Ethan, isn't it? That's Ethan. Ah, fuck. Right. The father story is now done. Okay. Okay. A special weapon, the Wesker, yeah. Challenge completed. Not liking this. Four lords, that sucks. Wait, what? Oh, I guess I'll never know. Okay, so yeah, let's run this off. Let's talk about this. So, once again, gunplay great, graphics great. I think the environments are really cool. I wish they did more with them, or vary them a bit more, at least. I like the characterization of the Four Lords. I wish that there was just more to them. I wish they had more time in the spotlight each, so that way we could actually flesh them out. The character traits, what they feel like rather than who they actually are. Because unfortunately, they don't have a lot of character to them. They show up, and that's it. You know, you kill them fairly quick afterwards. In fact, if I were to go back through Castle Dimitrescu, I wouldn't be surprised if I were to just blaze right through it, knowing what I'm going to do, and it would probably take an hour to do, which is really disappointing. What else? I like Chris's characterization in this more than his appearance in both Resident Evil 7 and Not Hero. And that's I like the fact that you can upgrade your guns in this on the fly. That's really cool. Crafting items, I am mixed on, but I can see the appeal. Conceptually, this game should, like, if you were to go down any one of these routes, if you were to focus up on any of the Four Lords, I feel like that you would have had some really, like, a really good idea for this game. Hell, I don't normally say this, but make it longer. I beat it in just over 9 hours. Make it 10, make it like 15, 30 even. You know, really flesh these characters out. Why not? Have me spend 5 hours or something like that in each location. That would be great. I could actually breathe in the areas a lot more, and I could get to know the villains a bit more as well. You've got way more time to characterize them then. I mean, I keep thinking back to like Resident Evil 7 and the way they handled the family. Technically, there were, yes, if you include Evelyn, there were 4, but if you focus up, there were 3 main parts in the first 2 acts where you went up against family members, and they went on for around about 2-ish hours each. And that was a lot more than what this game gave these characters, and you learned a hell of a lot more about them as well. I mean, yes, they were lacking in development, but you got who these characters were in this environment when they were affected. This, it's like, okay, I understand who Dimitrescu is from a face value, and the same with Heisenberg, and that's it. The other two lords, I don't really know. Like, I know what their purpose was in terms of the family, but I don't know why they were needed for this game, other than just to be more enemies to kill. That's pretty much what it is. They just went over every archetype of like a Universal Pictures monster. That's it, and they were just checking boxes off rather than actually giving them character, and that's really disappointing. That's what this game is. It's disappointing. It's not bad. It's just really disappointing. I think that let's stay on positives. Let's stay on positive. Let's think of some more. Even though there should have been more time spent in these areas, I thought that for the length of the game, it was well paced at least. The first time we go to the village, I think that was really impactful. I'm out. I'm out of positives. That's what I can give you. Okay, I really don't like a large portion of choices made in this game, and that's what it is. The choices made which I don't like. I don't like the fact that where to begin? I don't like the intro. The intro of this game tries to set the norm, you know, the standard for these characters, for Ethan and Mia. But Mia is so detached from Ethan at the start. Obviously later on it's because it's not her, which isn't good, by the way. Every time whenever a brainwash story happens in any media whatsoever, like if a character is brainwashed or if they have been replaced by someone else, what you're telling me is any development this character gets, it goes to them, not the other character. So Mia gets no development in this game, which is really bad for her in terms of her appearance in Resident Evil 7, because in Resident Evil 7 all she does from the player's perspective, okay, for Ethan, she's his wife, right? So fine, I get why he wants to go and save her, but there's no development for the player. We do not know her as a character. Ethan knows her as a wife figure. Ethan knows her as a character, but it doesn't mean anything if we don't know anything about Mia ourselves. The first time we get to see Mia, she is calling for help, okay, and she loves Ethan, okay, and then after that she tries to kill us. Right, fine. If you're going to say we follow Ethan's perspective of it, oh my god, our wife is trying to kill us, but the first time we see her as the player needs to be involved in the story as well. The first time we see her as a player, she tries to kill us, and that's a big problem, because now we don't like her. You know, she's no longer a character that we want to save. She's a character that's trying to kill us, and we're more focused on, oh, we get to use a gun for the first time. Okay, let's try and kill her before we die. Because when you go up into the attic in Resident Evil 7, the player doesn't hesitate. You know, she's a threat. We must kill her. Like, there we go. That's the issue. Okay. Moving on, she appears at the end, but she doesn't get anything else other than, where's Ethan? Where's Ethan? Where's Ethan? Where's Ethan? Where's Ethan? My baby? Where's Ethan? Like, that's not character. That's lines of dialogue being repeated. That's a trait. It's not. We don't know anything about her still. We don't know her likes, her dislikes. We don't know who she is as a person, and that's the same with Ethan. Ethan was a fairly blank slate in 7. He had a few lines of dialogue which were poorly placed. They were mainly to react at things happening, but the issue with that was it was inconsistent. If something really terrible happened, well, let's take the very start of the game for instance. When you get out the car and you go towards the Baker house for the first time, you see Jack Baker walking across. He doesn't react to it in any way, yet later on he will occasionally go, oh shit, fuck, shit, you know, he will start cursing at things happening around him, but then he won't. Like, his wife is coming at him and he screams when his arm's being taken off, but he doesn't react past that initially. Like, his arm's just gone past that first section, and he's fine. You know, a few seconds later, he is fine. How? He should be bleeding out everywhere. He should be terrified. You know, how is he just fine? We don't know. We don't know if that's in his character. We don't know. We don't know who Ethan is what I'm trying to say. Even by the end of the game, all we know is that he is trying to rescue He's not. No, by the end of the game, he's not trying to rescue his wife. By the end of the game, he is just trying to escape. That's it. He abandons his wife essentially in the tanker and goes after and tries to eliminate Evelyn. So, okay, what is he? Is he self-centered? I would guess not, because if he is self-centered, then at the start of this game he cares a great deal for Mia. Something that he didn't do. That is something that he only did at the start of the previous game. Okay, moving on. In this game, once again, he seems to care a lot for Rose the baby and Mia as his wife. Okay, there's an inkling of a character there now. An inkling. And then we get thrown to the village and all that's gone. All he cares about is finding the baby. Where's the baby? Where's my baby? Where's my baby? Like, nothing to make him unique, nothing to make us care about him. We still don't know anything about Ethan. So the big sacrifice that is made right at the end is hollow. You know, he dies an empty character. He dies as the minimalist version of a protagonist. You know, oh, he wanted to save his daughter. A lot of people wanted to save their daughters. You know Ellen Ripley in Aliens? You know how she, you know, has a character who's trying to... she isn't just trying to get Newt, but she has this relationship building up. We see the two of them interact. The issue is Rose is dead by the time they get to Casa Dimitrescu. She's gone. She's split up into pieces, and that's it. Okay. So we haven't had, like, besides from one scene at the start, we've had zero time with Rose whatsoever. It's not that we need to know who Rose is as a character, but we don't have any time with Ethan and Rose, which means that I'm automatically detached from the situation. You know, she's an objective now, not a character, and then even by the end, she's still an objective, not a character. And that, you know, it's hard to write babies into stories and stuff like that, but that's just the unfortunate thing of the story they chose to do. They could have written around it, but no, they did that. The lack of development for the villains made it really hard to be attached to their areas. I can remember what each of the areas are, but it's going to be harder and harder to remember anything about those characters whatsoever, because there isn't much there. Lady Dimitrescu gets the most characterization out of anyone in the entire game, and that's it. And I don't include text logs. What's the point in reading a diary if they could have written that in any state of mind at any point? You know, half these documents could have been written by anyone. We don't learn about these characters. We get breadcrumbs of them. So we get to the end of the game. We've gone through all the Four Lords, and it's like, okay, I don't care. The only person that seemed to be of, like, any form of character in the game, besides from Chris, who was still fairly one-track in this, was Heisenberg. And even then, Heisenberg wasn't a good character either. Although Ethan not choosing to side with Heisenberg showed that he was arrogant. Like, why would you not do that? Your baby's already dead. You would assume the baby's dead, but any chance I can get the baby back alive, am I right? How? And also the baby needs to be alive. Heisenberg is going to get the baby to be alive. Why? Why didn't he do anything with that? Why was there nothing to do with that? Siding with Heisenberg for a bit before we fight him? That would have been cool. We would have learned a little bit about him before anything happened. We get all these things towards the end with the other operatives, with Chris, and it's saying like, oh, we're fighting a big war zone up here, but nothing we can't handle. We don't get to see any of that. Okay, we see a lot of Lycans running about, but they die in a few shots by the assault rifle. So what's the point again? You know, it's like, why throw that in there? That, like, is that just to build tension? We're not seeing that fight. We never see that fight. Everything gets blown up at the end. You know, why are they going in guns are blazing if Ethan can just slip in through the village? If Ethan can just slip in through the village, kill all the 4 lords, and continue about his business, why the fuck does Chris need to start a war on this village? Furthermore, what the fuck was Chris doing? Oh, he was doing recon. He was doing recon the entire time. Was he now? Was he doing recon? Because he seems to be in the exact locations which Ethan's in the majority of the game, to the point where he's even building a mech preemptively for Heisenberg. Why is he building a mech to fight Heisenberg? How does he know what Heisenberg, that Heisenberg can do that? You know, was Heisenberg just bored one day and then, during that day, and decided to put all of that together and then just go stomping about for a bit? Because that's the only way you could have possibly have seen that and knew to make that mech. But Chris taking all the Lycans out bit by bit. Chris should have been a protagonist of this game. He's the poster boy for one as well. And the weapons he uses mows through enemies no problem. There is no reason for Chris to be sidelined in this. He could have taken everything out by himself. Miranda would have been a fucking joke if we played as Chris. But no. It's like, can you imagine one like air tactical missile at Miranda, half a health gone? But no. Why would that be the case? Why would we do that? Because we need Ethan as the main character, and we need Ethan to be the solo dude. Then right around it, it's not hard. Ethan would have had a gun in his house, right? After the events of Resident Evil 7, there's no way Ethan wouldn't have had a gun in his house, especially when Chris is trying to prep him for people potentially coming after them. So Ethan would have used a gun at some point, you know. Maybe when Chris shoots Mia, Ethan reacts by shooting Chris. You've got him temporarily out of action, so it makes sense that he would only appear towards the end of the game. You don't have to do anything else past that point. You've done it. That's all you need to do. And then Chris can explain it. But you don't... yeah, if Ethan would have shot Chris as well, that wouldn't have given Chris any time to explain what's going on. He would have been brought out. Ethan could have been bagged and then taken out and stuff like that. You know, you could have done that. That would have made more sense. And then Mia's transformation would have been more impactful later on as well, because we can't keep asking the question, why didn't Chris explain anything? Because the explanation they gave is bullshit. Chris, we really should have explained it to Ethan. We didn't have time. You were in the same truck as him. Like, they were driving for a bit. You know, this wasn't just like a scenario where they got in the van and then in the truck or the van, and then it instantly blew up. They were driving for a bit. Chris could have explained as Ethan was going out. Like, even in this scenario, there was plenty of time for Chris to explain it. That wasn't Mia. That was a shapeshifter. Even if Ethan didn't believe him, throw it out there. He's got reason to trust Chris after what happened in Resident Evil 7. Do it. Throw the doubt there. But no. Now we just have to assume Chris is the villain. Which is the most bullshit thing on the planet, because we've been through Resident Evil 1. Okay, we've been through 5. Well, sorry, we've been through Code Veronica and 5. You know, we've been through 6. Even in 6, he's characterized to be a hero. So here, of course, we are going to think that Chris is the good guy all along. Like, he saves Ethan at the end of 7. He's not going to be the villain. But yeah, there are a million more issues with this as well. A million more issues. This is not a well-written game. Okay? It's fun. Using the guns is fun. I don't think the AI is particularly good either. Lady Dimitrescu's patrol should have been nowhere near the safe room. or even have something like, I don't know, allow her into the safe room, but have the Duke react. Her AI does not react to changing of scenery. So if the door opens up, she doesn't react to it. She reacts to you, sure, but she does not react to the door opening up. My playthrough is proof of that. She walks up to the door, she turns around and walks off. She doesn't even notice the door opening. She doesn't care. She teleports about the place. She ignores Ethan on several occasions for the sake of plot progression and jump scares later on. And that's it. You know, so many things that could have been easily tweaked. Watch her walk out to the church first and then she's missing. Where is she? Oh, she's behind you the entire time. You know, she's hiding in the church. She walked out into sunlight. Okay. Weird. But sure. Or moonlight, or whatever it was. Like, okay, how did she do that? Also, the notes say that her servants and stuff were turned into vampire monsters as well. Why can they walk out in the sunlight? Why is it only Dimitrescu and her daughters? Nothing? No, nothing to respond to that. Just, okay. Plot convenience, I guess. So we have something to fight out in the courtyard. The courtyard could have been where the Duke was. So you couldn't have found any enemies out in the courtyard because the sunlight's there. Because, was it sunlight or was it cold? If it was cold, then still, like, have it be outside there. Like, she can't do it then, can she? She can't walk across. Perfect excuse. So many ways they could have written that better. But they chose to convolute it. They actively went out of their way to fuck up the plot of this game. And the whole thing with the progenitor virus and that bullshit, fuck that. Oh, there was a virus before the progenitor virus. Why? Why could this not have been the progenitor? Have they played Resident Evil before? Because there are a lot of traits with the mold that can be attributed to previous viruses. You could have said the mold was a variant of the progenitor virus, you know, just do that. You would have gotten away with it. But no, now it's its own thing. Why? The umbrella logo was seen in a cave, and because it looked like an umbrella, they decided to call it Umbrella. That's convoluted, because who put that in the cave? What cave? What's the cave? And they're not going to answer them. These are just questions that are just going to fall flat. Why was... like, okay, so the Village of Shadows, that was Miranda's backstory. Cool. Guess that from the get-go. I did watch it through again a few times in between playthroughs just to get my head around everything. But, okay. This is a fairy tale version of how she became immortal. How the fuck did she actually become immortal? Because if there are all these mythical creatures and stuff all the way back, you know, when Miranda was a child, just say it's magic. Like, is that a scapegoat? Yes, but it would have made more sense than anything this game had to offer. Just say it's magic. You could have gotten away with that. Say it was a part of a coven or something like that. You know, she's a witch. Just do that. It would have been easy enough. But no. I mean, enough shit happens in Resident Evil for it to be classed as magic anyway. Yes, at the very least they tied into all the viruses beforehand and tried to make it make sense, but like in that Metal Gear Solid style. But just say it's magic here, because you would have gotten away with it. You know, people would still turn their heads, but at the very least it would have been like, cool, you know? It's about time this was introduced into the series, because we were going like bonkers the further and further we went. Why not? Why not have a curse? Why not do anything like that? Speaking of curses, why were they lichens? Why were they called lichens? There was no struggle, there was nothing like that. It's not like that we saw... Lichens are werewolves, for those of you who couldn't have pointed that out. And a part of the idea of being a werewolf is that they're not wolves all the time. They're men sometimes. And when they are men, they... No? But we don't get any of that. I thought that Chris was going to be a werewolf at some point in this, because that's what the advertisement, the posters show. And I thought that would have been cool. You know, he's wearing that big coat. That's a cool little hint. You know, it would explain why he's buffed and changed appearance. But no. You know, fuck all of that. Fuck anything interesting in the story. This was bland. The story was bland even when it was trying to be interesting, and it was convoluted when it wasn't even trying to be. I think that this game's replayability only comes in the form of its guns and weapons. I hate the fact that the game tried to falsely imply that there would be player choice, because there isn't. There isn't any player choice in this game. The only player choice you get is in Lady Dimitrescu's castle, when you get to go for one daughter or the other at the end. That's it. That's the only thing you get out of that. Besides from that, nothing. The Four Lords, you know, he describes them all. The Duke describes them all, and their appearances and stuff like that, and where they live. But no, you know, you can't take them on in any order you want. As you know, cool and as engaging, and as much as we imply you should be able to, we're going to lock everything behind a door. This game is linear. The village itself is linear. The majority of the places are literally just single paths. You know, there's no branching hub or anything like that. There's no reason to go to the other side of the village. The only thing that stops Ethan from going to the other side of the village at the start is an elderly woman closing a door. A giant door. He's looking for his daughter. I feel like that there should have been more of an effort to keep that fucking gate open. But no, let's not do that. Also, okay, so Miranda was the old hag from the entire time, and she points the way to the castle. Did she want her children to be dead? Because that wasn't implied at any point. She said she was disappointed at the end, but she never pointed out that she wanted them dead. She leaves the key to one of her children, just so that way we can progress halfway through the game. Like, she wanted the children dead. Why couldn't she have done it herself? She can control them. It says that at the end in the documents that she has the ability to control them because they were molded. But and Evelyn was perfectly capable of killing people. So surely if Miranda is like specimen 0, like, she could have done that at any point. She could have killed the entire village if she wanted to, but she didn't. Hell, Evelyn had a form of telepathy. So why didn't Miranda know what these people were thinking? Heisenberg was coming after her, and she was just gonna let him? Ethan has the molded inside of him. In fact, he's entirely made out of mold according to her. She could have just killed him like that. How does... You see, this is when a writer puts something down on paper and says to themselves, I don't need to explain that. We're writing this because it's cool. We're writing this because it's cool. That's why. Because it's fun. Because it's cool. They're moment to moment. They're roller coaster rides individually. And they're all fun conceptually. They are. Which is why I'm not saying this is a completely bad game. They are all fun individually. But it doesn't take too much thought before you start piling the questions on. Evelyn could nearly control Ethan at one point. Evelyn could control the Baker family and Mia. That sort of. Let's ignore the plot holes of the previous game. Evelyn you know, infected people, turned a bunch of people into molded and could control them and kill them at will. Okay, so Miranda's patient zero. Why couldn't she have done this at any point? She infected everyone. She could have killed anyone at a moment's notice. You know, this has been proven in the previous game. This isn't a different virus. This is the same shit as that, just put in a different environment and contextualized differently. Why retcon the previous game at all? He got punched in the face? I'm sorry. Let's rewind that back as well. Evelyn's saying that Ethan getting punched in the face was when he died. How fucking soft is his skull? He got punched in the face and dragged away. That's how he died. He can regenerate limbs. He can regenerate a bunch of shit, right? But he gets his fingers bit off, gone. You know, his hand has to be stapled on at the start of Resident Evil 7. His hand gets chopped off and he has to glue that back on. What is the fucking point in writing shit if you can't pay attention to the previous game? I want to keep in mind as well, the writer of this game is a newbie. Yeah, you heard it here first, people. The person who wrote this game, I looked into this, has barely written anything in the past, and the stuff he has written ain't good. So now he's being praised for shit. I don't know how I feel about that. Really don't. Yeah, I know there have been some people that went, if you were to choose between Resident Evil 7 and 8, which one would you choose? Look, if you want a solid, tonally intact experience from beginning to end, go 7, you can't go wrong. Okay? The ending is rough. The explanations behind everything is convoluted, like this. But at the very least, that is a singular-minded experience from beginning to end. With that being said, gameplay-wise, this is the superior game. I feel like the gunplay is better. I feel like that it's definitely more fun to use the guns in this. The enemies, they're more diverse and varied. I really appreciated that. You're going to have more fun with this game, but in increments. But you're going to have a better experience with Resident Evil 7. And it depends on which one you want to go for, you know? Personally, I don't see myself going back to either of them anytime soon. I went back to 7 just for this playthrough. So I'd say just for the fun of it, I'd probably replay Village again, on like a New Game Plus setting. But if I wanted a really fun sound experience, a really singular experience, I'd go back to 7. So there you go. If I would have to rate this though, I think I gave Resident Evil 7, ironically, a 7 out of 10. I give Village a 5. It is primarily scripting issues, and whilst its gameplay is, once again, its gameplay is great, but it doesn't do anything with the amount you have. It's the promises made as well for the story. So the story does impact gameplay. It implies that you're going to be able to take on some of the Four Lords any way you want by showing you all through the visions which Duke gives you. But you don't get that freedom. The overall experience is very linear as well. Way too linear, especially for, once again, what the game tries to give off to you. It opens up the village a number of times and you think, oh great, I'm going to be able to explore the entirety of the village. No, a lot of it gets blocked off. Backtracking to Castle Dimitrescu is non-existent. Going back to the swamp nope, can't do that. Even when there's a treasure in both areas, you can't do that. The dollhouse, sure, you can go to the dollhouse again. There's nothing in there for you. There's that gate that opens up once you kill the doll, and then you have to go get the slab and then go there. Hey, the gate's locked off on the return, you know, so you can't get the slab. For everything the game tries to put in your way, go, look at this cool thing over here, it flips you off. It's not player friendly. You know, if you're the kind of person like in previous Resident Evil games where you like to go around collecting as much as possible, you're not going to like this game because the game doesn't like you. It doesn't like people that go around exploring. It doesn't like people that want to pick up every item in the game. It actively works against that. And a lot of it would be solved by, a bit like towards the end before we actually went into the big molded arena, if before you left areas, if it popped up with an icon like that and said, look, do you want to leave? Like, not say that, but you have to hold the button down before you leave. But instead, there's no indication that there's a point of no return in several points of the game. You just keep going on forward and that's it. You know? It would have been cool to backtrack, go back for the castle, and know that that was the point of no return, because they do that in Heisenberg's place, which is fucking pointless, might I just say, because you can't go back anyway. Once you're in Heisenberg's factory, you cannot go back out of that, so what's the point in that point of no return? There's nothing else to do there. It's mad. But yeah, once again, 5 out of 10. I think I had half a good time with this game. It's a great game that I'm disappointed. Sorry, no, it's a good game that I was just massively disappointed with. If they fixed up the script, it's not even a lot, you know. They don't even have to do too much to fix this up. Literally, single lines of dialogue here and there would have cleared up so much of this game, and you would have been fine. But no, instead they went for ambiguity and fucked everything up, because even they didn't know what they were writing past the point. But yeah, my next stream, what I'm planning on doing, I want to finish off Star Trek VR first, but I'm thinking Ghostbusters. You know, Ghostbusters Remaster. I think that'll be a fun game to go through. So yeah, we'll do that next. But yeah, if you've been watching up until this point, thank you so much. Thank you for listening to my rants. If you've played this game and you've enjoyed it, more power to you. You know, the idea behind all of this is to have fun, and I think that you can objectively criticize a game and point out what is objectively wrong, stuff that is wrong and cannot be argued otherwise, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun with it. You know, there is enough in this game to have fun with it. You can subjectively enjoy this experience, and that's the point. As long as you love those bits, go for it, you know? Even if you like the things that are objectively bad, you know, that are definitely bad and can't be argued otherwise, if you liked those things, fine, you know? Go for it. Have fun. If that's your thing, go for it. I'm not going to take that away from you. It's about making experiences for players, and I feel like that it's really important to critique games like this when they've fallen, because quality is important, you know, and there is clearly a lot of attention given to a lot of different areas in this game, especially environments, but it feels like that the script was the one area where it was lacking. So yeah, anyway, I've been Dusky Snow, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.